I have not uploaded in a hot second. Whoops. The holidays hit me like a tungsten bookcase. I got lazy. Excuses. So we should do something like doing a recap of 2024 horror movies, maybe some of my favorites of the year. I could explain why I love Monkey Man, Smile 2, and Nosferatu so much, my top 3 movies of the year. Nah, why would I do that? This is the not so long awaited Outlast video, so strap in. I don't know if y'all know this, but I kinda like Outlast. Not like it's been referenced in every single video I've made or anything. I've been obsessed with many series over the years: Five Nights at Freddy's, Yakuza, Death Note, and so on. But Outlast has not left my mind since I revisited back in 2021. When I was younger, I saw bits and pieces of the first game and of course the Eddie Gluskin jump scare. But it was overshadowed by Five Nights at Freddy's for me. In 2021, I saw the first game and the Whistleblower DLC on sale, and it changed my life. I've played all the games many times over, beat the first and Whistleblower and Insane. Look, I have proof! I've done it! I've read the comics God knows how many times, and my magnum opus is this over 200-page document with all the evidence files from the series. Are you convinced of my obsession yet? Anyway, this probably won't be the last Outlast video I do, but it is the first. So let's start strong by ranking every single trial and MK challenge in the Outlast trials, except for the final one. Cause I didn't put that in here, I'm sorry. This is all my opinion. You are completely within your rights to agree, disagree, whatever. If it matters at all, this is my typical loadout. Stun rig, slippers to negate glass noise, smash to bash open those pesky locked doors, and incognito to crouch walk faster. I did experiment with a new evasive maneuver ramp, which I quite fancy. Oh yeah, also, watch this. I have footage. A good chunk of this footage was taken during Winter Kills, so there's probably going to be plenty of cuts here and there. There's also some escalation footage in here, so I could actually get all the challenges in here. Already, time to rank every single one of these trials and challenges. Actually, before that, I feel like I should preface this for anyone who does not know anything about Outlast. There will be a lot, and I mean a lot, of gross shit. If you can think of it, the series has it. There are a lot of gory and perverted themes to the series, and especially in trials. I've cut and covered as much as I could, mostly so I don't get this video sent to the warp, so don't worry too much. But some very peculiar things will be said. You have been warned. Oh my god, I fucking hate this trial. Well, hate's a strong word. It's fun on Standard or Genesis when it isn't a challenge. But this on Ultra Mode, now Psychosurgery, is my personal hell. It is nothing short of infuriating. Dark Souls in the middle of a panic attack is a better option than playing Crush the Sex Toys on Psychosurgery. I'm generally a fan of the Toy Factory, no matter what the placements may say, but this challenge is a pain in the ass. Oh, you're upset a challenge is challenging? Yeah, what is no longer fun? And Lord have mercy if you're playing co-op. This is awful to play with other people, especially people who do not listen. How this trial works is you enter the toy factory and are tasked with finding 5 boxes and throwing them into the composter. You must start the generators that illuminate which boxes need to be composted, all while winding through tight rooms trying to avoid multiple X-pops. It's reasonable enough to tank through on easier difficulties, but everything else is just hell on wheels, and God forbid you're playing this on Toxic Shock or Winter Kills variators. Oh my god. If this is your favorite challenge, congrats. You're Eastman's favorite masochist. The therapy is working. Wow, okay, 2 back-to-back Toy Factory challenges. Jesus Christ, okay, so my problem with this one is that there is not enough to it. Lower difficulties, it's done in 2 minutes. Higher difficulties, it's circling around the area repeating a grunt on repeat. For this one, you must push a cart full of sex dolls into the incinerator while looking for a key. Sure, it's probably good for grinding events, but it's not my favorite thing ever. It just doesn't really stick out to me apart from the mannequin designs. Oh, sweet Jesus, the mannequin designs. And also, from here on, none of these trials I actually hate. Not even this one. I don't even hate this one. It's just, from here on, though, I just like these ever so slightly less, and we're working our way up to stuff that I love with my full heart. Winter Kills 2024 has had a couple of misses, and this was kinda one of them in my opinion. It may partly be due to the mechanics of the Cold Snap Variator, having to hide every heal rig's recharge worth of time. God, I've spent too much time on this game. It's probably better on its own, but that does not mean it's becoming my favorite automatically. Deface the Futterman is the newest addition to the fun park, where open the gates and drill the Futterman had a little bit of a hate fuck, and bird this confusing mess of challenge. I just can't figure where the goddamn Futterman cutout is. Where the fuck is it? In this one, you must traverse through the park, scout out the Futterman cutouts, and hit it with any projectile you have. Preferably the hearts, but anything works. Now, here's the thing. Unlike in Drill the Futterman, these cutouts move erratically. And that's what really grinds my gears. Apart from having difficulty finding where they are, of course, why are they so difficult to find? Oh my god. That's what really grinds my gears, apart from having difficulty finding where they are. It's annoying more than anything. The final stage is my favorite part, having to find the remaining 3 Futterman cutouts in the 3 minutes it takes for the shuttle gates to remain open. It is a fun and intense experience I actually really love. Also, did I mention, for the hearts, if you do not open up the diner in the middle of the map, you gotta go all the way back to the very beginning to pick up the hearts. Oh my god. It's a very interestingly built trial, challenge, whatever you want to call it. I will be interchanging between the two. I understand why people like it, I understand why people don't like it. It's just a pain in the ass, again, especially with the Cold Snap Variator. All around, though, the Fun Park is a very unique and lovely map, which I will be getting into later on. Just as for the Fun Park and the Root Canal, though. When I tell you my jaw was on the floor when this challenge came out, I was just... Oh god, yeah, I can't show you why, but I'm just gonna say this. They're not milking cattle. I thought when I saw the title, I thought, oh, it's gonna be little cardboard cutouts of cattle. No, it's not. In this challenge, we had to poison a batch of milk. Gross. We must find the containers of poison across the chemical factory portion and dump them into the machine. The thing is, with the poison, you can't hold it for too long because of the fumes. And the effects are doubled because you're in the chemical factory, where there's already the poison fumes going on. Oh god, it's tumultuous. That part, though, it's annoying. It's a little annoying, but it's fairly manageable. What is not manageable is Franco camping the milk machine. God have mercy on me for uttering that into existence. This would not be as much of a problem if he didn't have a fucking gun. God, the flashbacks to the Nick and Laird section from the second Outlast. The Docks is a pretty interesting map, and Franco is such a fun enemy, but good lord, this challenge tests my patience. My gameplay style, whenever possible, is fairly tanky. I say that as if most of this footage is not me sneaking around the shadows. I like to brute force my way through trials whenever I can. I'm careful and I know when to sneak around, but also I love breaking down doors. It's a challenge that tests how I play, and you know what? Credit where credit is due. I just don't like looking at the milk machine. I really don't. God, red barrels. Why? I know why, but why? This one is an alright challenge. I just don't know where the fuck I'm going half the time. I think I know the courthouse map until I play this and Tilt the Scales of Justice. For this, we have 3 generators to start up, 1 in each section. We must carry along the jerry cans to fuel them, start it up, and then move along. I don't hate this, but I don't especially love it. Perfect C tier for me. Perfect 6.5, 7 out of 10. That's kind of about it. It's destroy the evidence with less-ish steps, depending on how you look at it, and also going backwards. I do not dare trying this on psychosurgery. I can do things on psychosurgery, I promise, just certain ones I stay well the fuck away from. Especially given this last portion, which is entirely out in the open. And if memory serves right here for once, there can be as many as 3 enemies patrolling very, very close by. Honestly, I don't have much else to say on this one. Moderate challenge, least favorite from the courthouse, but it's not bad. Again, nothing from here on is really all that bad. This one really tests my knowledge of the police station. I believe this is the biggest challenge in terms of location, having 4 entire floors to sift through. For this, we must find the film reel. We're given 2 keys and told to find the room the reel is in. Each floor, third and fourth floors counting as one, has 2 key-locked rooms. And good fucking luck finding them! I think I know this map like the back of my hand, but apparently I just don't. And all the obstacles and closing gates just really do not help. It's a pain in the ass, but I can't hate a police station trial. Some locked doors have more keys, some have duds, which really adds to the stress of it all. Thankfully, here in this footage, I found it pretty quickly. It's not a good event grinding challenge, at least for me, but it's fun to do every now and then. Just not consistently. Also, there's this one mannequin that everybody always has to point out on the bottom half of the classroom where the projector is. If you know, you fucking know.
Right this way.
If these mannequin children do not shut the fuck up, I'm going to lose my mind. Let me tell you how much I have come to hate the mannequin children since I began playing. Not an overreaction at all. They're meant to get on your nerves, and yeah, they sure do the fucking job. They're heavy, they make so much noise, their laughs are stupid little laughs. I'm not the shit heel here, you were the one drilling some guy's dead! Anyway, in this trial, we have 4 sections to comb through to find not only the children, but the button that disengages them. And then we gotta bring them back to the barn, throw them in the grinder, rinse and repeat. Reminder that these are mannequins, not actual children. I feel it is very important to make that distinction. This isn't playground, this is the fun park. The kids are annoying, but weaving around the map is enjoyable now that I don't have the Flutterman cutouts to look out for. And thankfully, the buttons to disengage the kids are fairly easy to find. Overall, an enjoyable-ish challenge. I just needed kids to stop insulting me for 5 goddamn seconds! Oh, would you look at that, 2 fun park challenges back to back. This one is the one that gets the edge because it does not have me dragging the kids across the entire map. But it's still kinda low because of the final portion. Here you must go across the map finding 3 switches to undo per section in order to progress. This is fine and dandy until the final portion, on anything that is not standard mode. And God forbid again that you play this with other people. Can you tell him a solo player? This final section is the biggest pain in the ass. Again, I'm saying that phrase a lot in this video. For some reason, Crush the Sex Toys had super tight spaces that are difficult to maneuver, and there's always a million glass piles everywhere. The big grunt is scouting the area sometimes, while Mama is hiding behind every corner ready to give you a little up tap. The wait for the shuttle is also a pretty nerve-wracking experience since you're right there in the open. Right there! Pretty fun, final section aside, depending on difficulty and variators again. It's pretty nerve-wracking, but I guess that's the intention. It's a horror game after all. So, can I complain that much? Not really. This one gets high marks purely for aesthetics. I love the look of the courthouse top floor. Getting up and close to the Lady Justice statue and adjusting the scales is just so cool to me as well. I can't explain it. The mission in this is we have to find 3 puzzle boxes, decoding them, and taking the 3 heads to Lady Justice. In the doorways to each area, there are sound trigger gates that will close if you're a little too loud. It's great for trapping Coil briefly, but not great if you're actively trying to evade him. The puzzle box sections can be a little tedious. Sometimes I just cannot for the life of me find one of the numbers in the blacklight and have to resort to trying every possible combination until it works. But hey, it does work sometimes. Like here in the video, I got it first try. The main issue with this is the sound gates. Oh, there he goes again, complaining about having a challenge. Correct! I'm kidding. Okay, I'm kidding. I'm being sarcastic. I jest. I'm a jester. I don't mind the sound gates. I don't mind having a challenge. Okay? I just want to clarify that. I don't mind the sound gates. I don't mind having a challenge. I think the sound gates, they're a pretty interesting addition. They just get a little tedious here and there. It's a fun trial, I'd say, and getting up and close to Lady Justice, it's just so cool. Am I too American for this? Oh no, I can feel the red 40 coursing through my veins.
Proceed.
Pleasure the Prosecutor, which is kind of difficult for me to say, is the most recent major trial, the first addition to the downtown map, and the first of this ranking. No surprise that it's their lowest ranked one, honestly. This trial was definitely made for co-op in mind, and while I understand, it's still not my favorite. Again, I do not hate it. We're way past hating the trial itself for the most part. But this one feels a little tedious having to grab all the mannequins, at least solo. Like I said, I don't like playing with other people. They don't fucking listen. We enter the trial and are tasked with finding a ticket. And this is what introduces us to the gimmick of the trial, which I'll get to later. Then we make our way to the theater. We look down and see the district attorney. Can I show this? I don't think I can show this. The DA is debatably enjoying a lewd performance from 4 mannequins. And there's Franco polishing the lapara. We deactivate and destroy the mannequins. Then we go out on a search for the sadist mannequin. Can I show any of this footage? In any way? We're gonna find out. We take our trusty microwave trigger and get introduced to the cycle. Blow up the witness/scapegoat, start the calibration process, rinse and repeat 3 more times. The gimmick of this trial is the calibration process. I don't know if that's what it's actually called, but that's what I'm going to call it. It's a little tedious. It's not something I actively dislike, but it can be a little tedious. I think that is the perfect word for this trial. Tedious. You gotta start the thing, and then you gotta find the beeping switch at 30 and 60%, all while avoiding however many grunts, pushers, and pitchers are thrown in there for shits and giggles. We take the mannequin back and do this 3 more times. Once we have all 4 sadist mannequins, we have this Simon Says game to execute the DA. I love the layout of the downtown area. It's not my favorite map, but I love the elevation, I love the details, and just how massive it appears to be. I am very much looking forward to seeing more trials and challenges come out of this map. But the mannequin calibration, oh my god, I've played this trial several times now and I've come to appreciate it, but oh my god, it gets on my nerves. But yeah, not really much else to say on this other than, oh god, there's a lot of weird loot shit and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show any of this. It's definitely better for co-op and it's probably a really good experience on co-op with your friends, but I think regardless it needs more to it. Our first orphanage trial. I really like the orphanage, and it's fantastic for event grinding. And friendly reminder that we're way past hating or even disliking trials. In this challenge, we enter the orphanage, which is guarded by sound trigger gates. There are 4 these goddamn mannequins, they haunt my nightmares, I swear to god. There are 4 child mannequins that we must find the buttons for, rip out of their place, and take to a definitely not suspicious van parked out in the front of the orphanage. There is 1 child right in front of the gates, and also 1 in each dormitory. There are many ways to swerve through and plenty of places to sneak through. Or, just break down the doors. The enemies are probably the best to manage while still providing a balanced challenge out of all the trials. Apart from the children screaming in my ear, this is a pretty enjoyable trial. I fucking hate these literal half points with a burning passion. Get it off my screen. Get away from me. There are many people who don't like the witness. Scapegoat? I have no idea which one's the canon name. I'm pretty sure it's Scapegoat, but I'll probably be using the 2 interchangeably. I completely understand why people don't like the Scapegoat. The mechanics of this guy is that we're given a microwave trigger and a tracker, and we're sent off to explode his head. Once you find the guy, you must hide nearby and hold the trigger until one of the light bulbs blows up. When the final bulb explodes, it will result in killing the Scapegoat. But this guy can and will beat the shit out of you if he spots you. I fucking love his design so much. Anyway, we have to blow up 5 of these dudes. Yeah, they're different guys. They all look the same. We're not going to question it, okay? There are 2 in each section, save for the first portion, which is in the courtroom, and there's only 1. You must eliminate however many to progress into the next section. Again, I totally understand why people don't like the Scapegoat, especially in this trial. But watch this. Brick, stun break, rig recharge, think fast, shit ass. Ain't so bad, you just gotta be aggressive, time it right, and use your resources wisely. Watch your steps. Yeah, this placement's probably gonna get my head on a pike. That's okay though. We have 3 acid buckets to find and take to the courtroom to dissolve a body. 1 in the lobby, 1 in the library, and 1 in the offices. They're not all that difficult to find once you figure it out. The main issue comes with the rolling gates. Every so often, some gates will close while others will open. Or maybe nothing will happen at all. If you know the layout well enough, this isn't really a problem, more so just an annoyance, especially in the library section. If you have no clue what's going on, Godspeed. This is horrible on variators like Cold Snap and Toxic Shock's gas, where you have to hide periodically. I think it's a proper challenge, and being largely in the dark makes it a solid sneaking mission. It tests your ability to remember locations real hard. Okay, I do have a little bit of hatred left in me. This the library in most of the challenges is just an absolute pain in the ass to deal with. Fuck this section. Especially when the gates close when you're right there. Yeah, it's okay. I'm normal. I'm normal. I'm definitely normal. It's okay. I love the idea of this one, but I can never find the fucking skull code. Anyway, I should probably talk about how this one works. We enter the casino and are given a decoder. There are 3 symbols we must find in each section, then we punch those into the vault. Apart from the Kenko section, the rage this section gives me is just... It's fairly simple, while still being a proper challenge. There are no chemicals that need to be hauled, Franco isn't a super constant threat. It's nice to play, but not one of my favorites of the docks. Franco doesn't camp the vault, so automatically it's a million times better than Poison the Cattle. There's honestly not much else I can really say about it aside from it's really fun, at least for me, to climb things, just get a general grasp of the scenery of the docks. Empty the Vault is a great challenge, or trial, whatever you want to call it, to explore the environment of the docks. Other than that, I don't really know what else to say. Actually, wait, hold on, never mind. I checked my notes. Duck Norris is here. Our Lord and Savior, Duck Norris. God bless. Oh boy, the Smash Amp comes into clutch with this one. Solo or co-op, this challenge is incredibly fun. On solo, you spawn into one of the 4 entryways and must search for a key. Then you gotta unlock the main office, all while avoiding Coil, and then hit the shiny red button and make the mad dash out. On co-op, there are 4 keys that must be found in each sector, as each player is spawned in separately. Fantastic for event grinding, it's just fun all around. Though it does definitely have the benefit of being a police station map. I love the track that plays once you enter the button. If I remember correctly, the track that plays during this is Well Done, which is played in a lot of them, but it's just incredibly powerful with this one. And if it's not that one, it's We Got Laws Around Here. I honestly forgot. Could I just look at the footage again? I could, but I don't feel like it. I'm lazy. I mean, it's not like this video took me well over a month to get out or anything. We're not going to talk about that, okay? We're not going to talk about that. It's exhilarating, and this one detail makes the challenge really stand out for me. Again, it is done in most trials and challenges, but it's just something powerful with this one. It's simple, but incredibly fun. It's what I wanted from Incinerate the Sex Toys, something a little more bold, though I do wish for solo we would still have to find all 4 keys. That's just me. Oh, we're really getting into the ones that I like. This is my favorite of the Toy Factory challenges. I mean, the other 2 were at the bottom, so the bar wasn't really all that high. There are 4 buttons in this factory that need to be rebooted. Each button has 2 panels that need to be adjusted, and while these can be annoying to find, especially in the first section, it's still fun. I like to bash open the alarm doors early on and work in reverse, or if I'm feeling up to it, I go all the way to the end, start the button, and then bash out the doors as I'm making the final dash through on adrenaline. If you've never played this game, this probably just sounds like complete jargon. I am so sorry. While the panels are a pain in the ass to find sometimes, it's all worth it for that final dash. Can you tell I'm a sucker for mad final dashes? And this will be reoccurring later, I promise you. The enemies are a bit of a hassle in higher difficulties, which makes sense, especially in the D sector where the exit is, but that is why I have the stun rig. Stop bitching and moaning that the stun rig is too powerful. Let me play how I want, okay? Leave me alone. This is one of the 3 new trials as of the Winter Kills 2024 update. I say that as if it's not already the next year and we're in the flashback therapy, but it's okay. It's okay. We're not going to talk about that again. And it is the newest challenge added to the orphanage. And I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so fun. There's so much to it. And like I said, I just love the orphanage. Wait, no, that sounds wrong. Hey, okay, hold on. No. We enter the orphanage and haul the kid into the lobby, dropping him off at the front gate. Remember, you do not drag the guy around the map. You drop him in the front, okay? I've seen a lot of people that bring it all the way around. Now you just leave it right there in front of the gate. We have a generator to start, 2 keys to find, and a bunch of back and forth. And also, we have panels that we gotta do. Oh my god, it's a lot to do. But, again, I like the variety. Once the gate is open, we throw the mannequin into the grinder and make a break for the exit. Like I said, there's a lot that goes into it, and even I have no idea what I'm doing half the time, so... We have to find the fuel for the generator, turn on the panels, and then you gotta find the keys. There's a lot to it. It's one of the more elaborate challenges, in my opinion. I'm saying in my opinion a lot, as it's almost like saying allegedly right when you start off a video, when you're talking about a scam or something like that. It's just a reassurance. Leave me alone. Finding the panels can certainly be a pain, and even if you're following the things, it just can be a real pain in the ass, but that's about the extent of my complaints. The toggle gates are an ambitious addition, and I really like it. The section trying to find the keys is probably my favorite part. I like to trap Gooseberry behind one of the toggle gates to give myself a little bit of time, or I can just use the X-ray rig if I feel so frivolous. It gives me an extra minute before she either respawns or hauls ass all the way across the orphanage map to get to the other gate. There are many elements to it, and I think we needed a bit more complexity from some of the trials. Pleasure the prosecutor. Hairball. Fantastic change of pace and a very welcome addition to the orphanage. God, it sounds so wrong every time. Why it sounds so bad every time I say I like the orphanage? Oh god, ew.
Please proceed.
Damn, 2 back-to-back orphanage challenges. I'm done making the joke, okay? This one has the upper hand for not having me haul the goddamn kids across the map. That's it. That's literally it. In this one, we pull the lever and have a total of 5 radio transmitters to adjust. Another very simple challenge, the main challenge being the transmitters that spawn out in the open. Actually, never mind, I have a stun rig. Whoops, I keep forgetting about that. Weaving through the map, avoiding various enemies is at its most fun in the orphanage for me. I just can't explain why. Something about the way it's built, you know what? Moses Garfiotti, he cooked with this one. I just love the orphanage map so much, it's so fun for me. Most of my praises go to how well the orphanage is set up. This challenge in particular is simplistic, but putting it on higher difficulties makes it so much more fun. Which I can't really say for some of the other challenges, you know exactly which ones I'm talking about. It's a solid balance and fantastic for event grinding. God, I feel like such a fucking dweeb every time I mention event grinding. Moving along. We have not had a main trial in a while, and that's because, for the most part, they're very well put together. Some are a little buggy, but that's really the entire game itself. Some are a little too simplistic, but I don't actively dislike any of them. Vindicate the Guilty is the main trial of the courthouse map. We enter the courthouse, go through the lobby, encounter Coil, and then navigate through the library. This is probably the most bearable the library is, in my opinion. And that will take us around to the courtroom. After we hit the button and get presented with the case at hand, we go over to the room on the right and search for the evidence. The evidence is hidden inside these puzzle boxes, which can be a real pain in the ass sometimes, as I've probably mentioned before. We take the evidence to the fountain and are tasked with filling up the fountain with acid. Once that's done, we look for more acid upstairs and more evidence in this little area that Coil patrols. I swear to God, the amount of evidence that needs to be found changes every single time I play it. It's either 1, 2, sometimes it's been 3, I don't know. Once that's done, we return to the courtroom, which calls upon witnesses. Hey there, Coil, how you doing? Anyway, we're brought to the witness room, where we meet everyone's third favorite ex-pup, the scapegoat witness guy. We explode his head and get told to explode 2 more heads, one in the library and one upstairs. The upstairs portion is a pain, let me tell ya. Once that's done, we go back to the courtroom one last time. In this final portion, we reset 2 panels and must crank these cranks to brutalize and hang the judge. All while Coil's flat ass is chasing us all around. Once hanged, we make a mad dash back to the shuttle and complete the trial. Notice how I went on way longer about this than I did Pleasure the Prosecutor? That's because, as well, you could tell, there are a lot more elements to this trial. There's navigating the mazes of the library, upstairs portion, Coil's territory, all while avoiding as many X-Pops as are hiding around the corner. Did I mention there are sections that will disable your rig? This trial has plenty of tasks and challenges that make it a very worthy trial, while still being balanced enough to not be completely agonizing. So why is it lower than almost all the other trials? One reason: aesthetics. I just prefer the aesthetics of the other trials way more. Not to say that the courthouse is a bad map, not in any way. None of these maps are bad. It's just personal preferences. I mean the scapegoat. Yeah, I just despise the scapegoat so much. Don't tell anyone I actually kind of like this guy.
Please proceed.
Now, this is what I mean when I say aesthetics. And I can actually play the carnival games. This game is fucking peak, man. I love this game so much. Now, a lot, and I mean a lot, of people don't like this trial, and don't worry, I will get to that. But the environment is fucking fantastic. All three Flutterman maps are incredible, and I love them so, so much. Okay, to the actual trial now. We enter through the front and see Mama dancing with the corpse as she sings. I love her so much. She's so sweet, and I love her voice actress. We open the garage door and enter the park. This, in my opinion, is one of the most difficult to navigate maps, and I do not blame anybody for getting turned around or lost. We make our way to the diner and get to play the games. You take 3 or 4 hearts with you as you go off around the map and play 3 separate games. Oh yeah, you're also being bombarded by grunts the entire time. There are plenty of nooks and crannies to hide in, but god damn, it can be much. Once we get all 3 tickets, we're able to enter the root canal ride, which is such a viscerally bizarre sight to hold. No, not the kids. God, why? Thankfully, we don't have to interact with them that much. Just gotta push them around the ride while disengaging any obstacles. This part is the part I feel that most people detest, and I gotta agree. This definitely sucks, especially on higher difficulties and with certain variators. Once we somehow manage to get the kids all the way across, it's time to go upstairs. Oh, would you look at that, another maze. Upstairs, we disengage more obstacles and push the kids as much as we can before the water starts to drain. Thanks, Dr. Futterman. I hope you're ready for the maze to expand because you're going on both the downstairs and 3rd floor portions. Follow the pipes and turn the right ones on. If you lose track, it can cost you some sanity. Return to the kids, push them along, and then commence the final portion. You must push the kids, mannequin children, must I reiterate? I feel that's very important to mention, into the grinder while avoiding Mother Gooseberry chasing you down. And she's already lethal with her lunges and whatnot, but god, she can be a lot in this portion. Grind the bad apples into dust and make your mad dash to the exit. Like I said, I completely understand why people don't like this trial. Between pushing the kids through the root canal and how much of a labyrinth the map can be, I get it. But the vibes, man, the vibes. There's so much life and fun and grotesque shit that makes it a wonderfully unique experience. I've been playing this game since early access, so I've become very familiar with the layout. But I still sympathize with people, especially new players who have no idea what the hell is going on. That being said, I fucking love this trial. You cannot change my mind. And the music for this trial, specifically the track Killjoys Aren't Allowed Here, is perfectly suited for it. As much as I hate the kids, I do find myself singing their little songs sometimes. I think the therapy is working.
Continue on.
Is my only reasoning for this being up so high that I know the layout like the back of my hand and therefore use it for grinding tasks and events? Yes. Am I a hypocrite? No shit. Obviously I am. This trial is very straightforward. Take the gas canister to the generator, start it up, and get the fuck out. The randomization of what is closed and what routes you can take is the main challenge of this. So wait, if this is more simplistic than, say, incinerate the sex toys, why is it infinitely higher? Police station. That's why. I love the police station. That's literally it.
Proceed with caution.
The amount of times this challenge has given me a heart attack, specifically in the pool area, is completely insane. This is another case of familiarity winning over my heart. I'm repeating myself here, but the orphanage is brilliant in its balance of difficulty. In here, we enter the orphanage in a new way and into the cafeteria. We turn on the heaters before pouring a jug of bleach into the sludge vat. How we are not actively dying being in this room, I have no idea. The parallel gates open up and we're tasked with finding 4 more jugs. They're not all that difficult to find. The main challenge is avoiding the patrol paths of the enemies. This is another challenge I refuse to play with other people. 2 jugs are easy to find and retrieve. The other 2 make my poor 200 to 300 gram cat heart hurt. One is in the basement and the other is somewhere in the vicinity of the pool room. And the grunts are no joke. The fuckers are persistent. And Lord have mercy if a pusher or pitcher spawns in. Overall, yet another hit from the orphanage map. I know it sounds like I was kind of demonizing it a little bit, but it's fun, it's simplistic, and I know where the stuff is most of the time. Again, that pool area, oh god, it gets me every single time.
Please proceed.
See, it isn't just about familiarity or aesthetics. This one makes it so high on technical standards. How this one operates is so much fun. Ridiculously difficult even on standard, yes, but it is very enjoyable nonetheless. We enter the map and are almost immediately forced into stealth as we avoid the big grunt beating the hell out of a corpse. Navigating the shipping yard can be intimidating at times as we book it toward what I assume to be either the security building or the foreman building. There are two guys hollering from above, don't mind them, it's okay. In the building we press a big shiny red button and turn around to see... Oh, okay. This was the first trial that introduced Franco Barbie back in the Bambino update. Very bold, absolutely filthy. Anyway, he shoots the guys and he starts crying and also shoots at the glass, which scared the shit out of me when I first played it. He's such a funny guy to listen to yammer on and on. His dialogue is incredible. By the way, this is the guy that voiced Buster in Arthur, apparently? And also, we can just ignore his misogyny and Freudian tendencies. That's done, now onward to the lab. Here's where we start the chore of taking Coke out of the cart, onto the spinny thing, go all the way around, take it out of the spinny thing, and bring it to the machine, all while avoiding a grunt patrolling. We do this 2 or 3 more times before being tasked with pushing the cart over to the depot for more drugs. Here is where we get the decoder. I explained this in Empty the Vault, and you can see footage of how it works. Admittedly, these can be a little difficult to find. Doesn't help that Franco's running around saying weird shit and firing his gun! Jesus Christ, I forget he has a gun! Is what I say a lot of the time. You know, for a character whose entire bit is having a gun, the Lupara, whatever, I keep forgetting he has one. With the codes obtained and punched into the puzzle boxes, we take the code into the cart and push it back to the lab. Except once you start pushing, a big grunt is spawned into the area. Yay! I can only rely on the stun rig so much, man. Oh god, there's the picture as well. Once it's back in the lab, it's back to the spinny thing. Yay, spinny thing. I don't know what it's called. Franco maps are almost specifically designed for co-op, which I don't hate or even mind. I completely understand it. It's just something for me to point out as a solo player. After more intimacy with the spinny thing, it's time for the poison canisters. Oh boy. Reminder that these are the ones that cannot be held for long periods, otherwise they do... something, I assume. Deal damage? I honestly have no clue. I have not held one long enough for me to know. And the areas they're found in are surrounded with that same delicious piss fume that's slowly something you till you something. I'm assuming take damage. Haul up 2 of those boys from the storage by the boat and dump them into the lab's tube. We're still actively evading grunts at this point, by the way. The drugs have been curated, now we cut them up and take some to the final portion. Back in the boat, we go to the front, press another shiny button, and up comes Franco. Still yelling random shit. Remember back in the security building where he shoots at the player but the glass stops it? Yeah, the glass doesn't stop the teeth shells from shattering it. I actually screamed when this trial first dropped and he did that. This game knows how to get me freaked the fuck out. Anyway, we can either turn around and run to the basement, or, what I like to do, as soon as the glass breaks, we jump out and dive for the cargo bay. From here, we're tasked with another incredibly disturbing execution as we saw open the drug mules and stuff the drug bags into them. This, my first time playing Perfect Futterman, and the mock pregnancy from Whistleblower are visual moments that have left me utterly disgusted, and I don't know how to feel about it. Honorable mention goes to Poison the Cattle. Each victim must have either 3 or 6 baggies stuffed into their bodies, all while avoiding Franco having his little tantrum. Complete that and make the run to the shuttle as you evade getting shot at in the back. Like I said, this is Franco's introduction, his very first appearance in the game, and it is a damn good one. What it may lack in bold aesthetics, it makes up for in being a very well constructed trial. I do admit that I am not really a big fan of when the big grunts spawn into the area after retrieving the coke from the depot. God, that sounds awful out of context. But I get that it's part of the challenge. Again, I'm a hypocrite, okay? Get over it. Other than that, and the not quite as bold of a vibe of an environment, I don't really have much of a critique on it. And might I say, the 2 scripted moments with Franco that end up in him shooting the glass separating us from him are fucking fantastic. Beautiful demonstrations of his character. And congrats, Red Barrels, I can't get through any of the games without shitting my pants. Round of applause. Hold on, let me... Round of applause. I can't explain why this trial brings me so much joy. It's just so much fun to me. Maybe it's just the effect of being a police station map, maybe it's because I know the area very well, I have no idea. It's just so much fun. We enter the lower part of the police station and are tasked with finding 3 keys, 1 in each sector. You must match the symbol on the televisions to the ones on the bodies or risk being electrocuted. Once you have the keys, do jam them into the locks and make a break for the shuttle. The keys can be stupidly difficult to find at times, to the point where it becomes borderline infuriating, and yet I keep coming back to this trial. Not really sure what else to say aside from, again, this one is so much fun. All the little back ways, little hidey holes, there's so much fun to it. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I really like the police station map and what it does for the environment. God, I'm such a dweeb.
The choice is always yours.
Here is where we enter the top 5, starting out with Drill the Futterman. This is another one that I can't really verbalize why I love it so much. This takes place entirely within the root canal, us being tasked with finding the main office where the bootleg Futterman is. We can either take a left or a right. I go left, so that's the route I'll be speaking of. There are 5 Futterman targets to hit with any projectile that you have, not just the hearts, which is really nice. This area is fairly condensed, so you shouldn't have too difficult of a time finding them. Hurry along upstairs, go across, and over to the right side where you will repeat the process, except in the dark this time. Once complete, you go back downstairs and down this area. You can either go left or right here, though one of the ways into the office might be closed. Oh yeah, the Night Hunter's here as well. I never mentioned how much I love the design of this guy. I love the designs for all the X-Pops and enemies and whatnot, but his in particular I just love. Once inside the office, you know the drill. Oh my god. You hit the big red button and wait for something to happen. Once the door atop the stairs unlocks, you must navigate your way back to the shuttle. There are plenty of ways to get to it, so don't worry too much. For me, like I said, a solid ending mad dash for the shuttle can make or break a trial. That's another reason why I put Incinerate the Sex Toys so low. Man, I am just piling onto that challenge. Anyway, this is a fun little trial with plenty of routes and a very exciting finale. There's a lot of openness to it, and I really like that. What more can I ask for? Okay, so I do know why I love this, and I can actually verbalize it. That's progress, that's progress.
Down this way.
Oh boy, a very strong title to a very strong trial. Being the main trial to the toy factory, this sets the tone incredibly well. The first portion is us having to find a key that unlocks the factory. Offset to the factory entrance is the path to the basement, where we are met with a patrolling grunt. We must bring trash boxes to the conveyor belt and circle around to the lit room where we meet Oscar. I didn't make that up, that's his name according to the game files apparently. We throw trash into the compactor until there's no more, and crush Oscar to a pulp. You can either go out the garage door or you can go up this very well hidden, never before seen exit that dumps you right next to the factory entrance. Enter the factory and navigate your way to the production line. Big red button, here comes... Ooh, okay. If you know nothing about Outlast and are watching this because you like me or something, hi mom, hi dad, I'm very sorry from this point on. Off to find the key. We take the key, unlock the door, and in the guy goes. Now to find a wax box that has a corresponding number to what is on the television. Throw that into the conveyor belt and wait. And wait. And wait. Now we toss that onto the production line and listen to the horrors. Horrors or horror. Horror. Jesus Christ. The horrors are over. Now to do this twice more. Boxes are no problem, however, the keys are a little different. When you go into the rooms where the keys are supposed to be, there's a little message saying that they're in a completely different room. Navigate the offices, avoid the grunts and Night Hunter as you search for the keys. Once that's over, unlock the rest of the line. The B-line box is fairly easy to transfer, just pick it up from the conveyor and haul it over. But for the C-line box, we gotta take it to a second belt, run upstairs, and wait for it there. Oh yeah, and Mama's looking after you. Wait, hold on, wrong game. Mama's chasing after you with a drill puppet while screaming about dental hygiene. There we go. Once you snag the box, you gotta bring it all the way down. Or just hop the railing. And open up this door and haul the box to the line. Chores are almost done, just gotta redirect the line while staring at the utter destruction of this man's body. It gets so much worse the more you look at it. I can barely look at this. God, I don't know what to call this other than perverted, gory destruction. Again, hi mom, hi dad. I'm sorry. Anyway, the line is redirected and we have the ability to run ahead. Take this chance to get inside and find the pipe. This part is a son of a bitch to do. It's difficult to find, the narrow hallways make it easy for X-Pops to spot you, even in the dark. Kind of dark. Once the pump is ready to go, return to the pump. This part is voice acting at its finest. The voice acting in this game, especially for the victims, is incredible, and I just need to mention it. Also, fun fact, Mother Gooseberry will spawn in periodically, but she isn't really too difficult to manage. After utterly annihilating what is left of the deviant, we make a break for the exit. I have seen some shit that Red Barrels has put into the series. Trust me, I played the games more times than I care to admit. But fucking hell, this is just icky. And I want to clutch my pearls and say that it's utter filth, but I like fetch quests, I'm sorry. Yes, Daddy Easterman, I'm your errand boy, blah blah blah, therapy is something. God, I'm tired. The layout of the toy factory is interesting, it makes for fun chases. And might I say, as if I haven't been praising Tom Salta's work on the soundtrack enough, Bird the Toy is my favorite track of the game. It kind of reminds me of Tetsuo the Iron Man, something beautifully and grotesquely industrial. It's a fucked up trial, arguably the most fucked up one, but all the pieces come together to make one horrid experience.
Please proceed.
How many times do I need to say that I love the orphanage? Nope, still not like that. I don't play Minecraft in that way. Okay? Anyway, this is such a fun trial. Even the film reel section, it's all fun. I love it all. I love to tank through the trial as well. It is so much fun. We're thrown into the environment, our first task being we get into the orphanage. Now we go upstairs to fix the radio. 2 or so lights will pop up telling you where the remaining radios are. The smash amp is really helpful here. Or, you can just wait for the mannequin nuns to open the doors periodically, I guess. Once those are good, we go back down, and our best friend, the big shiny red button, is right there waiting for us. Over to the classrooms, we have to swap the film reels in a particular classroom. Or 2. Or 3. It's not hard to figure out which ones need to be swapped. Either peer into the rooms, or listen out for the song emanating from them. And I do find myself singing the songs sometimes. The therapy's something. The challenge in this one is avoiding the grunts that patrol, and this includes the big grunts. Throw the reels into the right spinny things, get into the rooms, and swap those reels, which make a lot of noise when you do so. Done and did, back over to the big red button. The door leading to the chapel opens up, and thus, we follow the Screaming Futterman duo. In the chapel, we bust open the jukebox, which reveals the bootleg Jesus. 2 keys and 1 generator, that is what we have to find. The keys have the same premise as Cancel the Autopsy, and the generator needs some gas and revving. Goddamn screamers, shut the fuck up! Oh my god, I fucking hate the screamers. I'm sorry. Anyway, once that's done, back into the bootleg Jesus and unlock those saws. One last big red button push as the prayer is recited. A Slayer song is reenacted, and wait for the exits to open up. Now, one might go out the front, but what I do is I go out the back and avoid all that shit. Whereas, at least avoid Mother Gooseberry. I don't want her lunging at me. I'm good. I'm okay. I love her, but not that much. You know the drill. Funny. Never mind. The vibes, the tasks, the environmental storytelling, the balance of difficulty, it is exactly why I love this map so much. It's incredibly well done, even if the victim execution isn't the most grotesque. But that's okay. Who says something needs to be the most grotesque thing ever? I am not somebody of a religious background, so I'm not sure how this would affect somebody who is. That is something I would like to hear about. Everything comes together technically so impeccably well. And like I said, it is fun to powerhouse through for shits and giggles. It is one hell of a trial, and very well earns the Bronze Award. This is a fairly recent trial, being introduced in Program Geister 2024. And oh my god, do I love it. It's a time trial, giving you 7 minutes to find as many boxes as possible to grind up. It's so simple yet so intense. When I first played this, tension was through the roof. What do you mean, no time to waste? Huh? That on top of me shitting my pants when I got scared to whatever is higher than the high heavens at the new Skinnerman jump scare. God. Another instance where I let out a genuine scream, but we're not going to talk about that. Anyway, this is so much fun to play. And the best part? Once the time runs out, it counts how many boxes you've fed it, and the manic run to the exit is something straight out of a movie. It's exhilarating, nothing short of immaculate presentation. Hitting some adrenaline with projectiles at the ready is so powerful. Feeling powerful in video games is such a fun experience, and that is it. This cinematic rush to the end before you either get attacked or run out of time. Oh, I just cannot get enough of it. I've played this so many times and I will never get sick of it. That is how you make a challenge. Well, I guess we kinda got that with the Faces of Fireman, which that part was my favorite part of the trial. So, that was the Silver Award. Now to present our Gold Award.
Please proceed.
Da 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 da, the Gold Award was obvious. It's just about everybody's favorite. Kill the Snitch. Now, I do have some backstory with this one. May 18th, 2023, the day Early Access was released. The day I first played the Outlast Trials. I immediately fell in love. There were only 3 maps, the police station, the fun park, and the orphanage, and each of those had only 3 trials each. Program X looked like this, Project Omega was a thing, which is now Stick Together, and boy did I hate Kill the Snitch. I thought it was cool, but I kept dying and dying. No matter what I did, I just couldn't do it, let alone on higher difficulties. But the more I played it, the more I improved, obviously, and the more I fell in love with it. I've played it so many times, I know the shuttle monologue by heart. This is what's in my script, so yeah, proof. My proof. That's probably not good enough, but it's okay. You are the exterminator. Only we can tell you what is true. There is a snitch inside the prison preparing to testify against our truth. Kill the snitch, and we will let you out. I did that in one take, not a stutter, not a fuck up. That's how much I've played this goddamn trial. Kill the Snitch is all about presentation, navigation, and above all, execution. We start by trying to find our way inside the police station. I like to take this little shortcut. Once inside, we find our way to the main office. Pressing the button triggers a scripted moment of Coyle assaulting and killing an ex-cop before running off. After that show, the Snitch needs a little bit of coaxing, so we coax his chair along before the power gets shut off. Down to the basement we go and restart the generator. It is so much easier now than it used to be. You used to have to do 2, 3, or 4 generators, now it's only 1 if you're playing solo. And I'm pretty sure 1 or 2 if you're playing co-op. Once complete, we go back upstairs and push the Snitch along to the closed gate. This is where we are introduced to the key mechanic. Well, at least officially, I already mentioned it back in Cancel the Autopsy. Open the door, retrieve the key from the body, and unlock the big door. And here is where you can do one of 2 things. You can explore ahead or move the Snitch to the next gate. There are 3 keys that need to be obtained. Locate and obtain those keys and open the gates as you so please. The freedom here is really refreshing. I do like the freedom. I like when trials have freedom. There we go. After opening the gates, push the Snitch along further until you reach the execution room. Here, the stun or blind rig can really assist you. Or just running around like a madman. Or both. You know, I'm not one to judge. Because I do both. Holding down the lever electrocutes the Snitch, and once it gets to 100, you make your grand dash for the exit and escape. It's simple, dare I say, introductory. But god damn is it so much fun. Everything about it I just love, even on harder difficulties, even on psychosurgery. Assuming I'm playing solo again. The environment, the Snitch, the enemy patterns, the simplicity without it being overly simplistic, and again, the presentation. The music and Coyle's brash nature make everything so much better. Nothing short of fantastic. Is there some sentimentality toward it? Obviously. But it is just genuinely such a fantastic trial. It's so well built, and I love it so much. It is very well deserving of the honorable Captain Scrinkles Gold Award for Best Trial. Congratulations. Also, no, I'm not a Coyle simp. I have standards, unlike some of you fiends, you cretins. God damn, that took way longer than it should to get out. When was the last time I uploaded a video? Okay. Well, I think it was worth it. I wrote this at the most ungodly hours over the course of some time. I completely lost track. I lost track after the first 2 weeks. I stopped production of another video just for this, and probably for the better. I wasn't really happy with how that one was turning out. Well, I hope you enjoy this change of pace, and will not just type get good in the comments if that's still a phrase gamers use. But if you do, it will boost me in the algorithm, so hey, thank you anyway. If you disagree or agree with my ranking, feel free to give your thoughts. I'm very open to discussion. And before you ask, yes, I am a hypocrite. I acknowledged it many times that I am a hypocrite, and I am proud of it. Okay? In the altered words of Luann Platter, I am a proud, ignorant cat. Okay? I hope y'all enjoyed this significantly too long video of me babbling on. Thank you, as always, for watching, and stay safe in this new year. I'll be seeing y'all soon.